Yes guys, and welcome back to a brand new video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played. Liverpool guys at home at Old Trafford. Firstly, I'm just going to say what an embarrassment. I'm lost for words. Did not expect that. Thought we would put up more of a fight. It's not good enough. One of the worst performances I've seen this season. All over the place defensively. Unbelievable. Can't believe what I was watching. We've got absolutely embarrassed by Liverpool. Absolutely humiliated, in fact, as well. But anyway, guys, let's get straight into today's video. So we made 3 changes from the last game against Leicester City. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford and Ronaldo. Getting into the overall reaction now. Liverpool humiliate Man United. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. Ollie has to go now. Not good enough. It's damage limitation. It's dreadful, awful, spineless. No balance, no identity. Lack of organisation. Is Ollie's time over? We don't have a plan. It's disappointing, annoying and frustrating. What more can I say? We couldn't do the basics. The midfield was a disgrace. The defence was all over the place. As soon as Liverpool got an early goal, United were in for a long game. No fight, passion, pride, heart, determination, commitment and desire. United were left stunned. We couldn't go with our runners. It was men's against boys. We played like kids. We're going backwards. Most of the players need to take responsibility. I'm disgusted. Liverpool ripped us apart. We're a mess at the moment. What a shambles. That's the worst performance I've seen this season. Anyway guys, let's just get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? It was embarrassing, dreadful, awful, spineless, abysmal and not good enough performance. Now firstly, I think many of you guys would probably see me in a bit of a rant after this game, because obviously we got absolutely humiliated 5-0. And you know what? I did not expect that, because it was Liverpool. I thought coming into this game with confidence, obviously after the great win against Atalanta, I thought most of our players will be up for it, because it's a derby against one of your main rivals, to be honest, and you're up for it as well. And I did not fully expect that. One of the worst performances I've seen this season. Unacceptable as well. We're a mess at the moment as well, just defensively in the midfield as well. Players can't defend properly as well. Couldn't do the basics, couldn't go with our runners, just too open. Didn't have the desire to close down the players as well. It was men's against boys. We played like kids, like as if they were kids from kindergarten as well, like kids just starting to play football. Lack of organisation, lack of discipline as well. Just no balance, no identity in the team. Dreadful, all over the place. Couldn't believe it. We just didn't have a plan. As soon as they got an early goal, we just didn't know what to do. It was damage limitation, I'd say, after the third goal. After the third goal had gone in, there was no way back of coming back in it. We weren't going to see a comeback after they went 3-0 up. Disgrace, awful. One of the worst performances I've seen so far this season. Not good enough. Got to get back to the basics now. What an embarrassment. Couldn't believe it. Especially a team like Man United. You've got a clown in charge. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What's he going to do now? Obviously we know the outcome, that he's still our manager. Been a lot of speculation this week that he was going to get sacked and we were going to get Conte. Didn't happen. What more can I say? I'm lost for words. The performance was a disgrace. Unacceptable. As players, I'm not listening to that load of bullshit saying that we go again. No, the players have got to take responsibility. They've got to take responsibility of their own actions. They've got to be disgusted after that. They've got to look at themselves in the mirror. It's not good enough. I can't believe it. At the end of the day, expected better from that. And one of the worst performances I've seen so far this season. Getting into the game now, thought the first half kicked off. I thought Bruno had a great opportunity to take us 1-0 up. That was the opportunity to go 1-0 up. We fluffed it. We were not clinical. Didn't take the chance, and then on the other end, a couple of minutes later, they get the first goal. Midfield was nowhere, and then I think as soon as Liverpool get an early goal, you know that you're in for a long game, and they did that against Watford. Got an early goal and beat them 5-0. Watford. So, and then again, same thing. They got an early goal. You would have thought, it's only 1-0, we're still in the game, and then, you know, again, just didn't show that fight, that passion, that pride, didn't show that heart and the commitment and the desire and the determination to get back into it. Went 2-0 up, and then you're thinking, right, okay, we're probably still in this, we've just got to show a little bit of fight. If from somewhere. No, lack of concentration, capitulated, heads had gone 3-0, and then that was it, game over. And then I think all the fans were stunned, couldn't believe what they were watching. And to be honest, what more can I say at that stage? And just no plan B. And then fourth goal goes in just before half time. Embarrassing and lost for words. And I think as Ollie, I think he couldn't believe what he was watching as the manager, as the coach, and couldn't believe what I was watching, couldn't believe what I was witnessing. First half got absolutely done. There was no way coming back. I think in the second half, United just had to show a bit of pride and a bit of passion and to get back into the game a little bit, maybe get a consolation goal from somewhere. Second half had kicked off. Again, Liverpool were just dominated the game, controlled it, got on the front foot, did what they needed to do, got the fifth goal. All around us defensively, midfield was wide open, and took control. The game went from bad to worse. Pogba comes on, tries to change the game, gets sent off, and then we have to change shape. And then Delo comes on, and couldn't do much from there onwards really. We just had to hang in there, make sure we didn't concede another goal, and tactically got outdone, got outplayed, got outclassed, and it's not good enough. And as Manchester United, it's not good enough, and especially against us as well, a 5-0 drubbing, it's not good enough. And with a team with the team that we've got now, you wouldn't. That's unacceptable. And questions have got to be asked. I'm lost for words myself, and it's not good enough. And it's embarrassing. And those players need to hang their heads in shame. Not good enough. And back to the drawing board we go. And it's not good enough at the end of the day. Well, what can I say? That was an embarrassing performance from start to finish. I expected us to put on some sort of a fight, but I didn't expect Liverpool to win 5-0 at Old Trafford. That's a sackable offence as a manager's perspective. It is. Any manager, when you lose 5-0 at home, most managers would say, that's it now, I'm resigning, that's it now, I'm not coming back from this, my head's gone. And most managers, after when they've been beat like that, after a 5-0 drubbing, and can't come back from it, and because they've got absolutely humiliated, most managers turn to the board and say, that's it guys, I've had enough, I'm walking out now. There's no way I can really bring back this team. I might have got you top 4 the last 2 seasons, but I've done my best here, but that's it. It's a sackable offence as a manager's perspective, because you get absolutely outplayed, outclassed. We couldn't do the basics, we couldn't defend properly, we couldn't keep it tight and compact at the back. The midfield was all over the place. The defence was all over the place. We were wide open, defensively, offensively, all over the place. No tactics in place. Shaw was just too central. Maguire was a piece of crap. Was absolutely crap in the defence as well. Defence was all over the place. You can't say that was average, because it was absolutely abysmal. Abysmal defending. I could have done better than that in the defence. It's not good enough. It's a sackable offence as a manager's perspective. The players were not playing for the manager. You could completely see that as well. The players had completely lost it as well. It's not good enough as a club as Manchester United. A performance like that, any manager's sacked after that as well. He's already under huge pressure as well. The board had the opportunity on Monday to sack him, and they've backed him as well. I don't know how we're going to come back from this, but it has to be a miracle against Tottenham on Saturday. It's a sackable offence. Most managers walk out and get a new manager. Is Ollie's time over after that? Yeah, definitely. Most managers walk out after when they've got absolutely done by like that, especially at home with fans in the stadium as well. But obviously the board will look at the other results. They'll look at the Atalanta result and say, well, that wasn't his fault because they still showed the team spirit to come back and they showed the character. Brilliant. It was like what Scholesy said during the week, and he said, play like that against Liverpool and let's see what happens. And he also said, if you play like that against quality players, you'll get absolutely done. We got absolutely done by them. It's not good enough. Scholesy was right all the way. When you look at a performance like that, the manager has to go. I think a lot of Ollie inners would have turned and said, it's time to go now, Ollie. But I don't know how anyone can back him after that performance, but also I know some fans will blame the players for that as well, but it's not only just the players, it's the manager as well to blame. His time could be over, time's ticking, he's under a huge pressure. The board are giving him 3 more games to turn it around. If he can't turn it around, it's bye-bye, arrivederci, ciao. There's been a lot of rumours over the last couple of days that Antonio Conte could replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if Ole doesn't get results in the next 3 games. Would I consider him? To be honest, I think you look at his record when he was at Chelsea, Inter Milan, won them the league from where they were as well, mid-season as well. He doesn't like coming in mid-season, but he likes the project, he likes where it's going. He's got some talented players out there at the end of the day, and I think we need a motivator in that dressing room. I don't think Ollie's a motivator anymore. He's completely lost the dressing room, and you need a new manager now that can come into Man United and say, right, this is what we're going to do, this is the way how we're going to play, this is the formation that we're going to go with, this is going to be the system. I need you and you to go and do this. I think we've just completely don't have that now with Ollie. We need a motivator in that dressing room. I think Ollie's lost the plot now, doesn't know what he's doing. He's just hanging in now until he gets the sack. I would consider Conte. A lot of people consider him as well. Some people will not want him with him being Italian as well, and some Italian managers don't work in the Premier League, but I think Conte, with him being an experienced manager, I think he would work as well at the end of the day. Ollie said that United are in a bad patch at the moment in his press conference the other day after being humiliated at home 5-0 to Liverpool. The team morale is low and the dressing room is quiet. How does Ollie turn this around, especially that he's under pressure? Got to get back to basics now in training. I think you've got to say to the players, I think you've really got to analyse that game back and say where it all went wrong, where it tactically went wrong. You've got to show the players where they got outclassed. I think how he turns this round now is get back to basics now in training. Couldn't string a pass together in that game. Got to get back to training now, get back to the basics. His tactics have got to be better going into the Tottenham game, the way how they approach the game as well, the way how they set out in the game as well. Big week for Ollie. He's got to turn it around and got to get back to the basics now. It's all that we can really do, get back to the basics, build from the basics onwards really. 3 training sessions to turn that around, 1 training session, working on tactics as well. Massive week ahead. He's got to turn it around. Big week, not only just for Ollie, but for the players as well. Who is my man of the match? No one. Sorry, I can't give you anyone. I think maybe the only player that can keep his head up high and say, wasn't my fault, was De Gea. All the other players were a shambles, a mess, unfortunately. I thought Wan-Bissaka had an okay game. Still didn't perform at his best. Lindelof, disgrace. Maguire, abysmal. Shaw, abysmal. Tomine, abysmal. Fred, abysmal. Bruno, looked lost. Rashford, not fit. Greenwood, looked lost. Ronaldo, didn't get the service. The only player that can keep his head up high is De Gea, but I'm not going to give anyone my man of the match because that was a disgrace. More like who was the worst player on the pitch. Oh my god, most of that team. I'd say 10 of those players, all of them were crap, apart from De Gea. How do we beat Tottenham? Now obviously going into our next game against Tottenham, this is going to be difficult. It's going to be a tough encounter. I think coming into this now, players are going to be low on confidence, team morale's low, dressing room quiet. I think you need someone with leadership now to say, come on boys, we need to pick up our heads now. We've got to show what we're all about now in the next game against Tottenham. I think Tottenham will be up for this, definitely for sure. They would have seen what would have happened last week. Obviously Tottenham are in their problems at the minute as well under Nuno. But obviously a couple of things on Tottenham, they're very direct. They play very dynamic. They make their own team from behind. We've got to try and keep Harry Kane quiet as well. The 2 defenders have got to keep him quiet. The zonal mark on corners. I think their defence don't have the desire to close down. I think defensively they're a shambles. I think they've got massive defensive woes at the minute as well. They get between the lines. They'll wait for a mistake in the midfield and they'll try and capitalise on it. And when they're in possession, they use the ball well as well, and they really try and create space. They'll obviously look for gaps and spaces to go and attack into, and when they have those sort of moments, they try and capitalise on it as well. I think they're a good team this season, slowly but surely picking up results, but they're very inconsistent this season, and so are we. So I think this could be a really interesting game due to the inconsistency from both teams at the minute as well. What we've got to do is we've got to try and get the ball out wide. We have to try and stretch them out. The two full-backs, they've got to be effective in the game. We've got to really exploit that right side of their defence with Emerson Royal in their defence. Obviously new to the Premiership. It's going to take him time to settle in, so go and attack that right side. Create the space. We're going to attack the spaces, take advantage on our set pieces if we can. We've got to have a bright and quick start, play with energy, got to be ruthless, play with high intensity, high tempo, play with intent, play with energy and purpose. We've got to be brave, we've got to take risks, we've got to create chances, get the crosses into the box, take our chances. We've got to be clinical in front of goal, don't make any mistakes in the midfield, don't get caught out by the long ball as well. Tottenham like to play that long ball as well. Try and cut back inside, so when our two wingers, we want them to be trying to be effective and try and cut back inside to, you know, make their defence a bit of unbalanced and a bit panicked as well, and they'll worry as well when you cut back inside as well. Don't get dragged out of position as well. Don't give the ball away cheaply as well, which we like to do as well. Give the ball away too easy as well. We need to keep it tight and compact at the back. The midfield needs to close them down. Don't give them any breathing space. Don't leave any gaps or spaces open. Make the runs in from behind and make the runs in from behind and make the right runs in the right channels as well. And this is a game that we have to be up for this. We've got to go into this game with, you know, we've got to prepare well. We've got to obviously mentally go in with the right mindset. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be a difficult game. Don't get me wrong, because they're low on confidence, we're low on confidence, and we've got to somehow get a performance in this game as well. Getting into the stats now, possession for Man United, it was 36.8%, and for Liverpool it was 63.2%. Goals for Man United, it was 0, and for Liverpool it was 5. Total shots for Man United, it was 12, and for Liverpool it was 19. Shots on target for United, it was 4, and for Liverpool it was 8. Shot accuracy for United, it was 33.3%, and for Liverpool it was 42.1%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 10, and for Liverpool it was 12. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 2, and for Liverpool it was 7. Total passes for Man United, it was 409 passes, and for Liverpool it was 731 passes. Pass accuracy for Man United, it was 81.7%, and for Liverpool it was 89.1%. Getting into the substitutions now, Greenwood went off for Pogba. Talk about Mason's performance. Drew a save from Alisson in the first half, but that was about it before he came off at half time. Fernandes came off for Cavani. Talk about Bruno's performance. Missed a glorious chance at 0-0, and that was punished a minute later by Naby Keita. Horrendous thereafter. Rashford went off for Dalot. Talk about Marcus's performance. Regressive performance, so often so greedy. Expiterated the supporters. Deserved better from a late first half run, and that was about it. Came off. Next up, we've got Tottenham. Tottenham are 6th in the table. This is going to be a difficult encounter coming into this game against Tottenham. Tottenham know that we're hitting rock bottom. They know that we're in poor run of form at the minute. They'll be up for this, especially as well. And obviously they've got a game midweek to bounce back as well. We don't have that game to bounce back, so we've got to sort of get our heads up as well. The team around might be low, the dressing room might not be there, but we're going to have to somehow go into this game with the right mindset, the right mentality. We're going to have to prepare well for this game as well, with the right preparations as well. Get back to the basics now. Defensively, we're going to have to tighten up as well. Stay tight and compact. We're going to have to take our chances, get the crosses in, high intensity, high tempo. And I think first goal will be crucial in this game. If we have a quick and bright start, get on the front foot, get the first goal, good position then of beating Tottenham, and then when you get the first goal you want to try and get the second. Tottenham are a good team, but also this is a game that we need to win as well against the poor Tottenham side at the minute. They're in poor form as well at the minute. Both teams are showing inconsistency at the minute. We need a performance from somewhere. We need to perform well for a full 90 minutes. We need to turn up to this game. It's going to be tough, it's going to be difficult, but I think we've got this in us. The quality players that we've got as well. Gonna have to go out there and perform for a full 90 and turn up as well against Tottenham. Big 90 minutes for us. Big game for Ollie, and it's a big game for the players as well. Tottenham are scoring 1 goal per game. Tottenham are conceding 1.4 goals per game. Tottenham have won 5, drawn none and lost 4. They've lost to Crystal Palace 3-0, Chelsea 3-0, Arsenal 3-1 and West Ham 1-0. Tottenham have the 7th best defence in the league. The players to look out for is Lloris, Reguilon, Romero, Sanchez, Emerson, Tanganga, Davis, Højbjerg, Son, Winks, Dyer, Lo Celso, Sessegnon, Ali Mora and Dombele, Skip, Kane, Gill and Bergwijn. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.